Happy Monday and welcome to ATI Pro Media. We're not scared of any tariffs, at least the market's not acting like it this morning. So we'll jump right into it. I do got to give a preface. Brady Huck abandoned me today. I'm just kidding. He's working hard. He's busy. So we're going to do a solo show. I am recovering from the flu. So if I say anything dumb, we're going to blame it on the sickness, right? If I zone out, space out, Joe's going to come in and save me because I'm still recovering. First time I had the flu in a long time, and I got to tell you, it wiped me out over this weekend. But let's jump right into it. Hold your applause. I know I'm powering through it. People are saying, Michael Jordan flu game, Connor Bridgman doing ATI Pro Media on a Monday. So thank you. Anyway, let's jump into it. Tariffs are going to be the talk of the show today. We've also got a commitment of traders. Right? It didn't tell us anything we didn't already know. I think the biggest story for me is just kind of the discrepancy between the corn bullishness versus wheat, right? We're kind of in unprecedented territory. So with that, let's talk about tariffs, right? Because when the markets open or when we announced tariffs Friday over the weekend, a lot of fear on that overnight. I know I was definitely watching the markets open Sunday night, seeing how negative it was going to be. Well, guess what? It was so bearish. Beans are up 3 and corn's trying to rally back. So let's go ahead and quote up the markets real quick, and then we'll jump into the show. So we've got March corn down 2.5, well off the low. Lows overnight was 473. We're at 480, a good bounce. Soybeans up to 1040. March soybeans at 1044. Low was at 1031, bouncing nicely. We've got Chicago wheat up a penny, moving over to cattle. We've got hogs down, live cattle, feeder cattle down as well. We've got Mexico opening that back up. We'll save that that's Brady Huck's territory. We'll save that for another day. Then jumping over to crude, we've got crude oil, diesel rallying nicely. We've got the Dow down. Let me get to it. We've got the Dow down 500. Not quite as bad as we've seen. But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and jump in the show and get on the main headline, right? Tariffs on Friday. Trump signed off on 25% tariffs on Canada, 25% tariffs on Mexico, 10% tariffs on China, which all these they're set to go in effect Tuesday, I believe. And so a lot of negativity, a lot of fear, right? We know in the ag space, we all have the bad taste in our mouth with tariffs going back to 2018. We saw the market reaction. I think a lot of people were bracing for something similar, right? Here we go again. But right now, the market's taking it very well. Even watching the overnight, we opened down 6 or 7. Beans were down 5 or 6, but then in the back of my head, I'm thinking, well, this could have been worse. So, but yeah, now we've got beans positive, and we'll go from there. Because here's the thing: this is number one why ATI Pro Media goes live, and then also when we're talking tariffs, when we're talking the Trump administration, there is a very good chance whatever I say on the show is going to be outdated by tomorrow. I saw Trump tweeted that he's going to have a meeting with President Trudeau, I think this afternoon, 3:00. Is that right, Rick? Yeah. And so that's the thing, when we're talking about tariffs and grain marketing, right? I want to focus on from Friday to now, right? Your individual balance sheet, it didn't change, right? We're still looking at that. We don't know how tariffs are going to affect the markets in the short term, right? Everyone thought it'd be super bearish. Well, it's not super bearish from what I can see right now. Time will tell, right? We could get into Tuesday, but let's stay grounded. Make sure we're defending price risk. If you need help, give us a call, right? We can show you how to make sure to hedge this market and insulate yourself. I think that'll be the topic for premium today. But one thing I wanted to see, I got this from Grain Stats, is just who's an expert on tariffs. Look at this Google search over time. The past week, it has just skyrocketed, right? Everyone is focused on it. It's the talk. Where are we going to go? And so, but first off is we did see retaliatory measures. That's the flu. I can't pronounce that word. If I was healthy, I'd be able to say it. But we did see Mexico and Canada react accordingly, and that they're ready to put tariffs on again. back to the United States, right? Time will tell. We're still very much in limbo about what is getting, um, what is going to be on the docket. You know, right now I saw that ethanol for ethanol from Canada, United States was not on there, and so that we could see that as positive. But like I said, time will tell. Right, it's going to be a very fluid situation. We've got to be ready for anything. Right, if we're nervous about tariffs, act accordingly. But also, let's not get our short term. Let's not get our short term focus where we're terrified of tariffs affecting the market when we're not looking long term, right? We've still got a long way to go. We're not going to forget about South American production. Acreage in the United States is going to be before we know it, it is going to be the main topic, right? How many corn acres are we going to see in 2025? And so, very fluid situation, right? It was, it was the bearish headline, but then we're not seeing the bearish reaction as of this morning so far. And so, with that, moving right along, let's talk commitment of traders, right? We saw it. Funds continued to add to their bullish corn bets, but the big outlier for me is just the discrepancy in money managers' positions for corn versus seed-bought wheat. Usually, if we're bullish corn, we're going to see a little bit of a bullish wheat position. As you can see, the last 5 weeks, we have a very bullish corn position where we're have a short position on wheat, right? Kind of in uncharted territory going back to 2006. This chart comes from Reuters. Karen Braun, she always puts out fantastic stuff, but very interesting dynamic there, right? We're getting very bullish corn and wheat's not following. So here's right if we're hoping, right, we want to see wheat follow and we start see funds to get long wheat. But the opposite can happen either, right? That's the fear is when we see this big long position in corn. We have these bearish headlines. It feels like they're just bombarding us. I don't know about everyone else, but Friday it was. I was every other notification I was getting was we've got these tariffs. No. I mean, it's this. They're coming on Tuesday. They're coming on this weekend, right? And so a lot of bearish headlines. And so that's the fear is when we see this big fund long, can they decide to go short and drive this market lower? Hasn't happened yet, right? Time will tell, and we'll see where we go from there. So with that, I'm going to keep the show pretty quick, right? I was out Friday, so it's been a busy day. I'll go ahead and answer we'll answer a few questions, and then I think I'm going to get out of here. We're going to get to it. So we got Luke. Funds record short cotton market. Yes, I saw that. Cotton meetings don't have a good feel to them this year. Yeah, and that's an interesting dynamic too, is that so we have a record long in corn. We've got a nice corn rally. We've got a record short in cotton. We've got a short position in wheat, right? And so how does that play into the dynamic, right? If you're a producer in that southeastern part of the United States, are you talking about planting less cotton and flipping it to corn acres? Okay. If you are, I'd like to hear about that. Drop us a note because that's going to be interesting to see, right? We're seeing that dynamic, and I think the 25 acreage story is going to be a very interesting one. Right now, the market is telling us that it wants more corn acres. Is the American farmer going to listen? Right? Time will tell. We'll see where that goes. But with that, we'll see what tomorrow brings, right? I think tariffs are set to take effect midnight tonight with the Trump administration. That might as well be 2 months from now, right? We're going to see I think we're going to see a lot of headline movers, different, it's one of those that who knows. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the show. We'll make it a quick one. We've still got, we've got December corn's positive, soybeans coming off the highs a little bit, but still positive. One thing, a lot of chatter I forgot to mention was we did gap lower on the overnight. We already filled that gap, right, Joe? Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. 481, 482. And so we saw that gap lower. We've already filled it. Now we'll see where we go. So, with that, I'm sure we'll have a new set of headlines for you tomorrow. But I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Everyone have a great day, and we'll see what Monday brings. We'll talk to you later.